All right, little update. Some people have been asking about the 4570 double barrel rifle. I kind of took a break from it. Them things are tedious. Not necessarily tedious. They're very time consuming to build. A lot of just hand fitting parts and that. So, and just like I said, a lot of time. So I do it in spurts and I take a break. This is the one I'm working on. This is going to be a 4570. Last time you guys seen it, it didn't have the forearm on it and that. I have now mounted the lug for the forearm. It's welded in. I need to do a little finishing on it. This is real sheep horn on here, but it's getting there. I still got to make extractors for it, firing pins, and then I have to make a shim to go in between the barrels up here that will either, I have to shim it, but space them either closer together, further apart, whatever, to get the regulation. So it's not super far. It's probably about halfway done. Then I got to put the ribs on it and that. Some people asked how I attached the barrels. This was a barrel for a single shot shotgun. This is a 8mm Mauser barrel that I turned it down real low profile on the lathe and rechambered it for 8mm rimmed. I was going to build a little 20-inch, 22-inch barreled single shot 8mm rimmed. Basically just for stomping around in the woods, something easy to handle in thicker brush and that. And what I do is I thread the barrel. This one's actually threaded for 3.5 because it was a 3.5-inch chamber shotgun, single shot shotgun that I was going to use. But I thread the barrel like that. I take the old, like on this one, the old Damascus barrels, chop them off, thread the inside of what's left, and make it what they call a monoblock. And then this threads into it. And on this one, I was going to do it because somebody had cut the barrels off to 18.5 inches, and basically it was the only thing I was ever going to be good for was like home defense or for a slug gun. But realistically, for home defense or a slug gun, I at least want a pump. To me, a single shot is, I don't know, in a shotgun with a 18-inch barrel with no choke and that. I don't know. I just thought it'd be cool to do this, but before I ever even attempted to start on the shotgun, a buddy of mine wanted it, and so I ended up giving it to him just because I have enough projects. And in between working on that, when I need to take a break from it, because like I said, it is so time consuming, this was a 6.5 Swedish Mauser that my grandfather had, and he's been gone a long time, but he was building a hunting rifle out of it. I'm not sure what happened back here. I don't know if it chipped a big chunk out or what. If it didn't, wasn't inletted right. He used to buy these stocks, and so did I when I was building them. They're Richard Microfit. You got to finish doing the inletting and that. And I'm going to fix this one because this stock has some beautiful, beautiful figure in it. So I'm going to have to fix this. Not quite sure how I'm going to do it. I may, because I'm going to chop the top of this comb off and make this a more classic style instead of the Monte Carlo style. I'm going to keep the cheek piece on it, but make it like a classic safari style stock. I'll take a piece of this cheek, or a piece of this wood with this cheek piece that's got the same figure in that, and probably cut this out flatter, glue it on there and that, and then go with it. I never did it. I wasn't that good, but he actually did the checkering, which, I mean, it's not perfect by any means, but he had made checkering tools himself out of some jeweler's files. And I just don't have that kind of patience to do checkering. So this won't have any checkering on it when I'm done. Another thing he did, and it's hard to see on this, but he jeweled the bolt. and it's hard to see in this video, but he did a lot of his own stuff. He was the one that got me into building the old, you'd go buy the old $49 Mausers at the gun show, and sometimes they were numbers matching, most of the time they weren't, most of the time they were beat up, ragged out, but he was one that got me into building them. I will say on this one though, the bore and the rifling is, I mean, perfect in this thing. So what my plan is on this, I'm going to cut this forearm back, and I may be able to use some of this wood to repair this back here, or some of this cheek piece. I am going to make this as close as I can, looks wise, without getting stupid in money. I'm going to make a lot of the parts and that, but I'm going to try and make this look like Jim Corbett's 275 Rigby that he used to kill a few of the lions that he had shot, or tigers, I'm sorry, that he had shot. So, like I said, this is just too pretty of wood. I remember shooting this gun when I was younger, and you know, it was a really accurate gun, didn't have a lot of recoil in that 6.5 Swede. So I am going to fix this gun, and when I fix it, like I said, I'm going to make it look more like Jim Corbett's 275 Rigby. I also have his 8mm Mauser that he built that has another one of these Richard Microfit stocks. That it looks very similar to this, but he drilled and tapped it for a scope. He drilled and tapped this one too, but it doesn't have a scope on it. But I am going to probably just refinish the wood on that. It got banged around and that before I ever got it, and the wood's, you know, just not great. Both of these are getting rusty. They sat in a closet for I don't know how many years, and I just got them given to me, so I am going to do something with them and fix them. The 8mm is another one that had a really, really nice bore in it. I haven't checked to see if it's the 318 bore or the 323, but either way, it doesn't matter to me. If it's the 318 bore, then I'll just have to see if I can still get 318 bullets and reload them. If it's 323, you can just buy factory ammo for it. I don't shoot the 8mm Mauser or this one enough to warrant probably reloading unless I absolutely have to. These will just be some that I buy a couple boxes of shells for and shoot them once in a while. But that's where I'm at, is this project here I'm going to be working on, and this one here. I got a good idea what I'm going to do with this. I'm not going to say anything yet until it's done, but this may end up being a gift for somebody. So other than that, that's kind of where we're at. I had that eye surgery, and I have to be careful, like, not to shock that eye in that until it's completely healed, to damage it. So shooting most of the guns that I have, as far as shotguns and rifles and that, they're big bores and that, and I don't know if the recoil jarring me would be enough to cause damage to that eye. Even the handguns I shoot, I mean, in the case of if a primer ruptured or anything, the back pressure blowing back, I can go, you know, another 2-3 weeks, even a month if I have to, until the eye is completely healed up, before I risk doing anything that might damage it. So that's where I'm at, just working on projects. As I get more done on this one and this one, I will keep you guys posted. If there's any of my videos that you've seen that you got questions on or whatever, throw it in the comments. I can do videos on stuff that I've done videos on before, as far as how I did something or why I did it or whatever. So feel more than free to reach out and hit me up in the comments if need be. Hope everybody has a great weekend.